Hello, everyone. I want to demystify the whole small locks concept. The hope is as I share my lock story with you, you begin to understand that you have the power, and it's not in the hands of another. It's for you to have the knowledge to go on and select the right energy, personality, Loctician consultant to support your locks journey. I want us to have the freedom to move and work with different people. I want us to have the freedom to decide what size we want. The word small is a really generic term, and so I feel it should be. And then it's for you to make up your mind and decide what size suits you. I don't want you to get caught up in the name. I say bespoke because I want you to understand it's custom made, it's adaptable, it's tailor made. But at the end of the day, the truth is, I don't want you to get caught up in the name, the certification, or the titles. I want you to get caught up in evidence of work, recent evidence of work, 2 to 3 years, updated work. If somebody's putting in the work, you will see it, you will know it, and to trust your intuition. So I wanted to talk about the knotting process. My knotting process against interlocking, against palm rolling, against other systems of locking. African hair is curly. African hair locks us up. There's so many different ways of locking up African hair. Whatever the way or methods that I use to lock up curly hair, African hair, it's the results is creating knots in locks, which eventually, because of the physiology of our hair, the physical makeup of our hair locks us up in a tube-like formation and is kept separate. How the person chooses to do that is their preference. It's exclusive to them. Some people appreciate palm rolling. Some people prefer other ways or other organic ways, leaving the hair to freeform. I like the fact that they're choices, really. And what I didn't like, the fact that it felt like there was one rule. There's so many different results you can get depending on your hand. So I don't want you to feel like just because, let's say I'm talking about the knotting process, it means like you can't have knots and then you can't have palm roll. You can. Just like how African hair isn't one thing, a strand of African hair can have tight curls towards the end, but looser to the base of that one strand. You can have different curl patterns on one strand. I want the locks we are wearing to become a lot more natural, reflective of the type of hair we have. So, and this is just because I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm becoming more aware. And as I am becoming more aware and understanding the structure of strands, I'm sharing. My opinion is my opinion and it's exclusive to me. You do not have to agree with this opinion. But there are people who have questions and they feel their questions can't be answered. And I felt my questions weren't answered. And as I'm finding the information, I'm sharing. So just so you know, you do not have to agree with this opinion. But I feel like if somebody interlocks, right? And then they say to you, well, no, you can't get it palm rolled. You can't move to someone who wants to get it palm rolled. Well, why not? You can. If the person that you feel you want to move to is doing the work from a place of love and passion for your hair and really believes in the technique they're doing, because it's about believing in the technique that they're performing on your hair. That's really what it's about. So if somebody's performing on your hair and they don't believe in the technique, but they've been taught it and forced to do it, they're more than likely not going to do as great a job as somebody who has been taught another technique or has learned another technique that they're passionate about, that might be completely opposite to what the other person's doing. So I would say go for the person who believes in their technique, loves what they're doing, is passionate about what they're doing, and is passionate about making sure you have fullness in your hair. So I've had the experience where somebody whose hair I knotted was away. Whilst they were away, they needed their hair done. I said, go ahead and get interlocked. It was. And then when they returned and came back to me, I continued knotting their hair. When you look at their hair, really, you can't see a difference. Unless you're being really, really picky, you might be able to see a difference. But it can flow. So if I'm exclusively knotting and somebody then decides they want to go somewhere else and get interlocked, it should flow. It shouldn't be that obvious, really. And it's fine to move. You know, it's fine to try something else. I just want us to have more freedom in how we carry our hair. So the point of this post is to say, if I have been knotting and the person now wants to move to interlocking, it can be a flawless transition. If somebody's been interlocking and now wants to move into knotting, it's a flawless transition, right? Because at the end of the day, I really believe that it's time to provide a service which is fluid, which means that my service can stop and somebody else's service can continue looking after the same head of hair. It shouldn't be like exclusive. Have you got this certification? Have you got this experience? If the person's an experienced person in creating locks, they should be able to move. Somebody should be able to move from me to somebody else, and somebody else should be able to move from somebody else to me. That's what I wish. The fluidity, the movement, more choices. Thank you for watching this post. It's all about more choices for us wearing our African hair and our locks. Stay blessed and look after yourself. Bye.